today's news.
CBS News on the Hour, sponsored by Progressive Insurance.
I'm Deborah Rodriguez. Russian President Putin, through an interpreter, claiming Ukraine's incursion into the Kursk region is an attempt to stop Moscow's offensive in Ukraine's Donbass. He says 12 Russian civilians have been killed, more than 120 injured. Russian officials urging more evacuations. The BBC's James Waterhouse.
Alongside the announced mass evacuations, Russian officials on the border have also declared a missile warning. The Kremlin has promised a tough response, but Kyiv has framed the operation as a reply of its own, with it claiming Russia has already launched more than 2,000 airstrikes from Kursk this year.
State media is quoting claims by Kursk's governor. Ukrainian forces have been using chemical weapons. With tensions high between Israel and Iran, ceasefire talks are taking on new urgency. CBS's Cammie McCormick.
The talks could take place in Cairo or Doha, and they come after the assassination of Ismail Haniyeh, the Hamas political leader who had been overseeing the negotiations. Even with mounting international pressure, there are obstacles. Hamas favors an earlier deal that President Biden outlined. Israel says it wants new talks on the proposal.
Former President Donald Trump is accusing Kamala Harris of stealing one of his proposals during an appearance in Las Vegas. CBS's Olivia Rinaldi.
Trump often talks about how he had gotten this idea from talking to a service worker at one of the hotels there when he was at a fundraiser. She said that they were being crushed by taxes, and so later that day he had a rally and he said no tax on tips would be his goal.
Elon Musk interviews Mr. Trump tonight. Jury selection begins today in the murder trial of a former Nevada politician who allegedly stabbed a reporter to death. Defense attorney Robert Draskovich.
He anticipates I'm telling his story. I don't anticipate his position changing.
Jeff German had written articles critical of Robert Tellis. South Carolina's Edisto River has crested at its highest level in almost 80 years, triggering new flooding in the wake of Tropical Storm Debbie. And there's more potential trouble on the horizon. Meteorologist Stephanie Abrams at the Weather Channel.
This mass of clouds will turn into Tropical Storm Ernesto as it moves through the islands, bringing the risk of flash flooding and mudslides to the U.S. Virgin Islands and Puerto Rico.
An Illinois school worker has gotten her comeuppance for stealing 11,000 cases of chicken wings meant for students during the height of the pandemic. Vera Little's been sentenced to 9 years in prison for using her position as food services director to swipe $1.5 million worth of wings. Dow futures up 58. This is CBS News.
Well, that's today's news. I didn't hear any good news, did you? I didn't think so. I guess it's all about perspective. The glass is half full. Well, as always, I'd like to thank you again for coming along with me on these Dash Cam News adventures. You know the drill. Peace, love, and all that hippie jazz. Bye-bye, everybody. It's 57 degrees in Oakland, California.